before this video starts, I wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to be going to California for a week, and this video is coming out during that time, so I'll probably be back before the week is over. However, if you want to go watch some better Minecraft YouTubers, they're in my channel page, like, at the bottom. They're, like, pretty good at the game. They don't upload as much as me, but I mean, that's their problem, not mine, alright? Hypixel has a duel section in their server, which just helps you get better at PvP upon other things, and there's a section called Classic Duels, in which you get iron armor, an iron sword, a bow, 5 arrows, and a fishing rod, and that's just helping you get better at raw PvP. Now, I've played a fair amount of Classic Duels in my time, you know, it's not much. I've played a little bit whenever I'm bored, but I think I know a little bit more than most people, so here's my tips. So one of the #1 things I see people do in Classic Duels is they just start bowing people immediately at the start. Don't do this. Don't waste your arrows like that. Your arrows are precious things that shouldn't be wasted, alright? You shouldn't just be wasting them, like, willy-nilly. You should be saving them for key moments during the fight, not just, like, wasting them. It's like, now it'd be a good time to use an arrow. However, as soon as you spawn in, do not shoot off an arrow. Please don't. It's just not worth it. The next thing I see people do is worry about their CPS too much. I'm going to have my CPS showing this entire fight to show you how much I'm clicking. It does not matter as much as you think it does. CPS is not something you really have to worry about that much. Trust me, alright? You're overthinking it. CPS isn't crazy. I'll play another game just so you believe me. Look at that, guys. The CPS is in the middle of my screen. You're going to be able to see the entire fight. I'm not even clicking above 6 CPS right now, and I'm still winning the fight. See, so CPS just doesn't matter. What matters more is your strafing in Classic Duels, if anything. You need to be able to outstrafe your opponent. That's the main thing in Classic Duels that you have to worry about. Not so much your CPS, because I'm going to be honest, unless you're playing, like, a mode that actually, like, requires CPS, you don't need okay, that doesn't make sense. But just believe me, okay, you don't need CPS. The next thing I don't see people doing enough is using their rod. You have to use your rod. It's literally there for a reason, alright? The rod is one of the most important things in Classic Duels. It's hard to win against anyone good if you can't actually rod and get, like, good crits like that. Like, level 100 just gone easily. It's really not that hard, guys. Just use the rod, get good with it. I know lots of people don't like projectiles because they're just really hard to use sometimes and get used to, but you just have to do it. It's something you have to... It's a learning curve. The next thing that I see people doing too much is pulling out their bow in like times where they shouldn't be. So like right now would be an acceptable time to pull out my bow. You don't pull it out now. Like if they're getting close, you don't pull it out. You don't pull it out like this. That's not something you do. You don't pull it out like that. All right. Keep the bow away in close range combat and just stab people. It'll work a lot better. Unless they lag, then probably just run for your life. Another great thing you can do is if ever someone's trying to bow you down, you can just block with your sword, and blocking with your sword will greatly reduce the amount of damage that you take from the bow shots. So you just want to be blocking whenever someone's trying to bow you. Now, of course, if you're like 1 health or like half a heart, blocking's not going to save you from like 5 bow shots, but if you have like a considerate amount of health, then consider blocking as like an option to just negate a lot of damage. You will not take as much damage. Also, don't miss your bow shots, please. And this is just going to be a game of me using everything I've talked about. And look at that. I won. Another important thing you can do in Classic Duels is look, there's a block right here. You know what that means? This is low ground. That means I have more reach. It's simple math. I know you all watch Technoblade. Don't even tell me that you don't watch him, alright? You know how math works. You know Pythagorean theorem. I passed geometry class. It was honors geometry, so I know it a little bit better than most of you, but low ground works. It's just simple math. Just look at the Technoblade video. You all know what I'm talking about. So next thing that you guys want to work on is your W tapping, which is essentially just using your strafing and movement to keep you in the opponent's range, but like, or keep them in your range, but keep you out of theirs. So essentially you can hit them, but they can hit you, which can get you into combo locks. It's just something you have to practice to get used to, because it can be kind of hard to do in Classic Duels, but if you can do it, it's definitely pretty effective. My next tip to you guys is to count, you know, how many arrows your opponent has. So if they shoot off 4, you have to know that they have 1. Do not lose track. It's like counting cards in a card game, alright? It's a great strategy. I don't actually know if that's illegal. I just heard about it once, and I think it's similar. Just make sure that you know how many, like, arrows your opponent has. Otherwise, you're going to end up on half a heart, and see, that's 1 arrow. That's 2. That's 3. They only have 2 left. because it's out of 5. 5 minus 3 is 2. That's simple math. You guys should know this. And that's all of their arrows gone, which means that they can never bow me down ever again. Yet I still have all 5 of my arrows. Now, if I shoot off 1 and he forgets, I could have 5 and he wouldn't know. I could have 2 and he wouldn't know. He just loses count, and then there's nothing you can do. Count the arrows. Know when to go in for, like, the kill or just attack. Because, like, if you're going in at, like, the worst possible times, you're not winning. So just don't run in. Like, if I ran in like this is a terrible idea. Now, I'm half good at the game, so I can actually, like, kind of get some hits on there. But against a good player, you will not be doing much there. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. So just don't. I have to try and win this game now, so just give me a second. Like that. See? Just know when to go in for the kill. By the way, you're all being beaten and taught by a level 70 who hasn't played Minecraft in months. You all suck. The next tip is kind of a bit of an exploit, and I mean, it does help, but, like, if you swap your, like, rod out before it, like, hits the opponent, it, like, stays out for a second, and you can still, like, hit them, and it doesn't lose any durability. It just, it's a little cool exploit. You can use it if you want, I don't know. It makes it kind of hard to rod sometimes, but depending on your hotkeys, it might work for you. Who knows? It's just something you should know in case you ever wanted to use it, but I mean, whatever. It's really up to you. As we know on Hypixel, there's a lot of hackers around, so if you ever want to, like, fight a hacker, it really depends on what kind of hacker it is. Wow, this guy has, like, no internet. That's kind of sad. But yeah, if you guys ever want to fight a hacker in Classic Duels, all you have to do is just figure out what kind of hacker it is, and you have, like, a few options, right? If it's a reach hacker, you've somehow got to, like, just put in damage with your arrows and then just attempt to just get close. You might have to hit select there to try and get close and deal more knockback and maybe get them into a combo. It's really just luck there. If they're an anti-KB hacker or no KB hacker, it's kind of the same deal. You just gotta hit them with as many arrows as possible, and then you just have to try and block at them and hope that you, like, win the HP battle. It happens a lot. It's also kind of like a 50-50, but I mean, it's Hypixel. I'll take a 50-50 if I can. And then against B-hoppers, you kind of just have to give up on life. There's really not much you can do. I mean, honestly, what can you do against a B-hopper? Skill them? Are you okay, sir? And the final rule of Classic Duels is if you go up against me, just leave, okay? You're not going to win. Trust me.